It's Halloween and we know what that means. Let's spend a ridiculous amount of money and time on outfits that we're gonna wear one day. And you know what? I'm here for it. So let's get those creative juices flowing to make the It Girl outfit. My It Girl at the minute is Sabrina Carpenter. That girl is just my life right now. And I've seen all the outfits everyone's creating, all the tour fits, so gorgeous. But I wanted to do something slightly different and try to create her hooded blue velvet dress from Please Please Please, the music video, when she's in the little phone booth to good old little Barry there. I wanted that. I wanted that fit. I love the aesthetic of it. Edgy, cute, sexy, all the above. So I thought, let's try and make this with zero pattern, zero plan, and honestly, zero skills. I don't know how to sew. So if you're thinking of doing Sabrina Carpenter for your Halloween look and want a cute but slightly different outfit look, let me show you guys how I made this one. So to make this dress, I got 2 meters of blue velvet fabric and folded it in half so the shorter side will be the base of the dress and the 2 meters length will be the full length of the dress, because this one is all together. Hood is fully attached to the dress. Keep that in mind for later. As I said, I had 2 meters of fabric. However, I could very easily have used 1.5 meters or even just a little bit less and still had a lot of room to wiggle around and actually make changes and have that little bit of margin for error. I'm 5'2", so keep that in mind with your sizing and everything, but I definitely think you could get away with 1.5 meters. So keep that in mind. Now you'll see in the clips that I actually kind of scrunched together the fabric, especially along the base of the dress. This is to kind of give that ruching effect, so when it is on, it has that nice kind of scrunched up look, especially because I will be adding the elastic, which will help enhance that. However, I would say if you are going to create this dress, I would not do the scrunching or not as harshly as I did. If you're going to do it, just do it quite lightly. The reason for that is because I found it really difficult to actually cut out a nice seamless straight line when I had it all scrunched up, and just dealing with that later on was actually a bit of a struggle with sewing and everything else. So to avoid that, I would actually add a bit more space on the bust and the hips of the dress so you have a little bit more room for any curves and just have that little bit more flexibility there. I would also add some length to the dress just so you can kind of scrunch it up later on as well. So keep that in mind. I feel like that would be a better alternative than actually scrunching everything up, but feel free to do a light one, probably just not as much as I did. So I traced this pattern off a dress that I already own that fits me really well and is a similar shape to the Sabrina Carpenter dress that I'm trying to mimic and create. So that was a great point of reference. I would highly recommend doing that and giving that wiggle room along the sides. So when you do sew later on, you do have room for the elastic and to sew everything together and for it to fit really well and not be too tight. Once the dress is all traced out, you need to add on the hood pattern. So to do this, on the shoulders of the dress, I created a bit of a triangle effect and made the dress kind of come out in a bit of a upside down bell shape. Now I don't have exact dimensions of that bell hood shape. I kind of freehanded everything because I didn't really know what I was creating. So having that little bit of room, it actually creates a nice kind of baggy, sagged effect for the hood, which does look really nice later on. And for the length, you probably want it to be actually like 2 or 2.5 versions of your own head, so you have room to kind of fold it in a little bit and tuck it on your head and still have it droop down in that really nice way. So it is a bit subjective with the sizing there. What I would suggest is just go a little bit bigger than you think, and then you can kind of make it go in a bit smaller as you go. If you're feeling like it is just too much space, that's something you can definitely kind of cut down on a little bit later. So once you have traced out your full dress, hood, and the actual dress part, you are ready to cut everything out, and then you are ready to sew everything together. So to sew the dress, you have the material still velvet side in, and everything will kind of be inside out for this process and for the whole process until it is finished. I chose to use elastic for this dress, but you don't actually have to. I would say you could probably get the same effect with using no elastic at all or very small amounts. And for the length of the elastic, you want it to be a little bit shorter than the actual dress because you want it to be able to spring together. So to measure that out, I would probably go just below the armpit, maybe kind of top rib on the side to the bottom of your hip, kind of where your hip joint is, and your kind of leg meets your hip. You want to go that length. That will be the perfect length for you because you want it to scrunch up to that size. Now with that, you are going to attach and kind of pull out the elastic, pin it to the tops and bottom of the dress. But again, I would actually say you probably don't even need to use the elastic if you have the sizing all correct. You probably will be able to just adjust as you go, especially if you want that bit more of a cinched waist. That's something you could probably amend a little bit later and just kind of pull it in. Or you could just do a little bit of elastic for only the waist part. So keep that in mind. You definitely can scrunch up the dress later on. You don't have to use elastic. And if you're a beginner, I probably wouldn't recommend it, just because I found it quite difficult to use, but feel free to go for it. Try it, go for it, why not? And so the next stage is to sew everything together. For me, it took a little bit extra time just because I was sewing with the elastic and I had never done that before. Plus, I was using a handheld sewer, which I'd never used either. So a lot of new experiences for me for this video and creating this outfit, but it went really well. And once I got the hang of it, it did go a lot faster. So you obviously want to sew the sides of the dress, the shoulders and the hood of the dress, but making sure you do not sew the top of the dress and the hood and the shoulders and arm holes, and also obviously the base of the dress, because you need to be able to put your body through. Now don't be like me and just get fully engrossed in a TV show and just keep sewing the hood all the way around, because I soon realized there was no way to put my head through. So top tip, don't sew the top. I just got distracted and I was like, yes, this is fun, this is great. The brain left the building. So once everything is sewed together, then you just need to turn the dress inside out, try it on, and hopefully it all fits very well. If it doesn't, make a few adjustments as needed. And then just to finish it off, I added on some black sunglasses, some black tights, some very Sabrina Carpenter inspired shoes. Honestly, I'm so happy with how this outfit turned out, and from just like kind of creating it out of nowhere, I think I did an okay job. But that is it. That is the dress done. It is actually quite simple in theory to do, and I wouldn't have a clue where to start with making a pattern, so I'm sorry that I have nothing to give you besides my just kind of visuals and my words to explain what I did. Hopefully it made sense, but let me know in the comments down below, will you guys try making this outfit? And also, what did you think of the one that I created? Did it work? Did we get that please, please, please Sabrina Carpenter look, the unique version that we were going for? I feel like it came through. It definitely was a bit of a trial and error, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the dress. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you want to see more content like this. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!